This is what I call my magic brew. All leek growers have a magic brew, you see. And what I've got in here is about 3 parts of this tin full of manure. And you would collect first some liquid manure from the farm. Then you would get some farm manure, which you keep in the heap at the bottom of the garden. And then about 6 spoons of blood. Plus a packet of Epsom salts. There is a saying that if you give Epsom salts to a leek, it helps the green. Now you would stir them all up till you got like a treacle, so it's quite thick, you see. After I've made a strong solution of it, I take about a good mugful and I pour it into the big container which just holds water. And I stir that in just to dilute it, you see. And after I've given it a good stir, I let it stand for about half an hour. And there's the start of your magic brew. And then once a fortnight or once a week, whichever you think is making your leeks move, you give them a drink, you see. If you look at the trench, you'll find that the leeks on the left-hand side of the trench seem to be bigger than the leeks on the right. And the only thing I can put this down to is that my wife's clothesline goes over the top. The drippings from the clothes fall into the flags of the leek, you see. And there must be something in the detergent that feeds them.
Brian Shave once worked in a coal mine near Prada, but the Durham pits are closing, and he now travels each morning down the Tyne to work in heavy industry in Newcastle.
Most of the people opposite me, I've known them since they were married. I've seen their children grow up. People behind me, I've seen their children grow up. The people beside me have worked with me. You know, we look after each other, sort of. Leek growing is part of mining life. Leek growing, I think, it's part of your heritage. And there's certain traditions that a miner keeps up. It's handed down more or less from father to son. I've gone into the factories and I've still carried it with me into the factories. In years gone by, people never had the money for many pleasures. When you talk about men who were working for 7 and 6 and 8 shillings a week, well, becoming gardeners was part of their earnings, because the produce from the garden helped to subsidize their earnings to feed their families. The village life is broken up. Where you were in a small village community, now you're on big estates. You know, everybody's front door's closed.
Before the annual Leek show, the Leek Club committee has to visit every competitor's garden in order to stamp his leeks. In the past, Dick Kirby has always got into the first 10, and local opinion has already placed him amongst the winners.
35. They're supposed to stamp every leek in the trench. Fate can strike a cruel blow, and if they haven't got a stamp on, you can't put them in the show. You become dedicated to a leek, you know. It grows in you. You eat leeks, you sleep leeks, you talk leeks.
That one, Bob.
Number 35, Troy.
Right. For me, at times, it's an escape. I work all day in a heavy machine shop. The sound of cranes, drills, machinery. And I come home, and I have a young daughter, and she's got the beetles and Henry, what do they call him? Jimi Hendrix and the likes of that. So I go out into my garden and it gives me a bit of peace and quiet.
Ryton Social Club is one of the many clubs that have sprung up on the new housing estates fringing Newcastle. The Annual Leek show is still one of the major events in the club's calendar, and over 100 of the club's members will be competing.
Well, wives keep far away on leek show day. It's taboo. In fact, there's more arguments over leeks with the wife than there's anything else, because she hangs her washing out above the trench, and the clothes prop can fall on top of your leeks, and there's always rows about getting it shifted to somewhere else, and she wants it just so on account of the wind, and there's ructions on over leeks. Well, I'm going to take this leek up first, because it's one of a pair that I thought might have given me a good chance in the show. But I see it's got a split on the side, but I'm going to try and salvage what I can by taking the flags off. It might finish off too thin, it might finish off too short. But I'll chance it. I would rather it finish short than thin. I'll take it up and try it. It's short to start with, but as I take these outer flags off, it might get longer, you see.
Stick a one on each of your leeks, Yowie. Yeah. Right, Yowie. And bend some more there, you'll find a space over there. Hello, lad.
I'll have a look at this one. Oh, he's not a bad leek, that. Not bad at all. With a little bit of luck, if he's not split. He's a good leek, this. I wished I'd had another one like it. I would have been making some of the men take notice.
Eighteen. Just let's have a look at the buttons, Jack, that's all.
That's split, so I'm going well. I can see me gradually going lower and lower down the shore than I should be. Each flag you pull off puts you further down the bottom of the list. It's soul destroying, really.
The head and the table. Shield and shield. Shield and shield. Yeah. Tell us which is which, George. George.
It's sacrilege to slash anybody's leeks. I mean, not only would you be severely assaulted by the man who owned the leeks if he could possibly do it, you would be, your family would carry the burden, because they would say there's the leek slasher's son, sort of, you know. It's taboo. You just don't do a thing like that in leek growing. And plus, all the shows in the area, once they got to know you had done such a thing, they would bar you out of all their shows. You would never show leeks again as long as you live. Well, you wouldn't be able to show your face in the main street, because you'd get more pride for robbing the bank than you would for slashing a man's leeks in this area, because leeks are a very sacred thing.
So, Brian.
Not very bad, Bob.
What, the leg?
Oh, very bad.
What?
Very.
Oh, stripped on the other.
Stripped. Too short.
The stump number is 14.
When you bring your leek along and you lay it on the table, and the two examiners check it to see if the button's fast at the top of the leek.
Oh, we better look next, yeah?
Right.
Pretty good.
You've got a couple of pins, have you?
Let's look at it. There's a sticky basket.
Right, thank
just
you.
stick it on.
Right.
Cheers. But I'll look
You're
next.
still very careful, even if your leak's only a tiny leak. It could still split and you could be further back again. Once you bring your leak up and bench it, that leak is not supposed to be handled by anybody. That's its time, its finest hour.
Righto, gentlemen, 12 o'clock. I want everybody out, the judge and starting.
You've got to have a little bit of luck with your seed. You've got to have a little bit of luck with the weather. And sometimes a man can get seed and the leeks will grow.
And you must know how to feed them and
look after
when
them.
to feed them and how to feed them. Some people put clipping mats in, and some people put fish in the butt like that. And some people have got different ideas. Some people get cow manure, horse manure, anything but a generate heat on the bottom.
4 7/8.
Now he measures from the base of the leek to the white button. You can be 6 inches, but if you're 1/8 of an inch above that, your leek is too long. Then he measures round the leek and gets the cubic inch of that leek. He does the same with the next one and puts the two totals together, and that's how he judges it, you see. It's to find out which is the largest leek in length and round to get the biggest amount of cubic inches.
5.5.
There's a lot of money involved. If you look in the north of England, I should say at least £100,000 worth of prizes. It's big. It's very big business. If leek
9
growing
3/4.
stopped suddenly, it would do a lot of harm to trade. Once a month, each member is given 24 shillings worth of tickets to sell. He has to take 24 shillings worth of tickets every month. I'm a fanatic in a way, although every year I'm round about 50 or 56. But if I hear any noise in my garden, my first reaction to look out and see if the leeks is all right. It doesn't matter if somebody's punching the clothes on the line.
9 3/4. 53 stand. 4 7/8. 9.5.
This fellow was supposed to have put a gun in his greenhouse. And it was the triggers, it was a 12-bore gun, it had string on. Well, if anybody opened the door, it would fire the gun off, you see.
5.5. 8 3/4. Five and a half. 9 3/4.
Right, gentlemen, the judging's finished. It's open to the public now.
Now the doors open at 5:30. Well, nobody really knows except the judge and a few committee men. They like to keep everybody tense, you see. Then somebody comes to say, who's won it? And you see the word goes down the club.
You won, Dick.
The man who won this year's show is called Dick Kirby. He's quite a known leek grower. To be inside the first 10, you must be able to know your leek, grow your leek, and show your leek. Myself, it's just a game of chance. We are just the buyers. These men are the growers, the sellers, and the winners of top prizes. If you breed a good racehorse, you've got to look at its bloodline from the day it's born. Well, leeks are the same.
Once the major prize winners have been determined, each competitor moves down the line of leeks until he finds where his own has been placed. Every leek will win a prize of some sort.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. Look, here I am. I thought it would have been higher up, but
Something your name.
yeah.
What is on the bathroom skills?
Did you like that?
What, is it bathroom skills? It's not that, is it?
No. I liked the prize, but I thought it might have been a bit higher.
The show concludes with the preparation of leek broth.
It's strictly more or less a man's day, but lately with Women's Lib and what have you, the women are even infringing on the leek show Monday. And it's one day in a miner's life where he just wants to let his hair hang down. It's just an excuse to forget the house, forget everything, and let yourself go. Then you get the people who tell you why they won the show and how they won it. But not before, it's always after. And then, of course, you hear all the excuses, and there's more excuses than Gungadin, and he was shot 7 times. Each year I've said, no more leek shows. But each year, there I am. You see, the leek bug has bit you.
That's it. Sing, Bob. Sing.